Yo, what's going on, man? You already know what it is, man. Free game all day, man. Like and subscribe my channel. You know what I'm saying? Hope everybody had a good weekend, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, Shout out to my new subscribers. Shout out to my returning viewers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to, everybody who's tuning in, you know what I'm saying, who searched it and, you know, possibly, found this topic, interesting, you know what I'm saying, to look at. So let's go and get to it. So I was gonna name this video something different, but I'm gonna go with hurt people hurt people. You know what I'm saying? And it's such a true statement. I know it sounds kind of a little cliche. Like, the first thing you would think, like, why would somebody who's already been hurt want to imply that or do that to somebody else? Now, why would they want to do that? And it's kind of crazy to think about it, because it seems like out of anybody who should know better should be the person who already been hurt before. But for some reason, it don't really necessarily work that way, and I don't know why. So I want to start off with talking about like ghosting. So ghosting is like it's really it's a cowardly decision. You know what I'm saying? It's a person that choose not to address an issue head on with a person. They might feel a certain way and they're trying to avoid conflict. So they think that that's a easier way to, take care of and handle it. Um, it could be for many reasons. Now, if you're in a bad situation, or a situation where you feel like your life is in danger, then that's something I wouldn't recommend you do. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't recommend you. I mean, I ain't gonna say recommend you do. I recommend you to do that because you're trying to get out of there. But outside of that, just being in a situation, you know what I'm saying, when someone's like literally ghosting you is very low character. Um, I think that, there are numerous reasons why they would choose to do this. But one of the main reasons is because, it's like it kind of starts off like a lack of empathy. When a person's been through a narcissistic relationship, it literally takes something away from them. They don't have the same type of, not innocence, but the same type of heart that they would have before. It kind of makes them a little bit more cold hearted. You know what I'm saying? I've seen and witnessed situations where, or pretty much all the situations that I've been involved in that involve another person who's been have went through a narcissistic relationship, have that trait. And so, in a way, it takes a certain type of person to understand a narcissist, a former survivor. But overall, those people you really have to be careful with, because if you're actually considering or actually like trying to be serious with a person who has really been hurt, 9 times out of 10, if you're giving this person a lot of attention and love, it depends on the way they went about healing themselves. That person is bound to, reject what you have to offer and, do something that was done to them. It's kind of crazy to say, but that's just what it is. So when it comes down to ghosting, you got to think about this. Now, one thing about being, in a narcissistic relationship before, it allowed me to understand and respect how honesty is so important. Some people respect honesty, some people don't. Everybody says they want somebody to be honest with them, but actually they really don't. They don't want nobody to be honest with them like that. They want to hear what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? They want to hear. I remember a long time ago. I'll never forget this. I was sitting at a bar, and a man told a woman. He said something. He told her, it was like, "Yeah, baby, keep telling me them sweet lies." You know what I'm saying? It was so funny. I swear to God, I'll never forget that shit. The shit was hilarious to me. But really, that's what people want to hear. People want to hear good, sweet lies because they want that shit to stroke their ego, and they want to, feel good about themselves. Nobody wants to hear the God honest truth. But the thing about the truth is, it will prepare you mentally, to move forward with whatever decision that you have before you dealing with that person if somebody's giving you the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? You got some people that cannot tell people this. They can't be straight up and be real about whatever's going on. That's just how it is. So if you're a person that's always looking for the honest truth, you're not going to get that from everybody. And if you do get it from people, you should be really, grateful that the fact that this person was real enough to give you the truth about whatever the situation is. Because you have people who will completely ghost you. They'll breadcrumb you, they'll give you hope, they'll manipulate the situation, and they just won't give you no explanation at all on why they quit talking to you. More than likely, it's because they met somebody else. Um, they did something that they're ashamed of, so they couldn't be honest about what they did. You know what I'm saying? They want to avoid the confrontation. It could be they might be runners. You know what I'm saying? Where that every time somebody come close to them, they can't take the pressure of the situation. So all they know is to back off, and so they can have space. But it could be any of those things. You know what I'm saying? It's a very cowardly move. And if you were ghosted by somebody, or you did meet somebody and they ghost you, you should be thanking them that they actually did in a way. You know what I'm saying? Because they showed you how they're not, valuing your friendship or your attention, your presence, for them to do you like that. Now, a lot of times when some people do ghost you or they do some shit like that, sometimes those people have the intentions of coming back. So, they might ghost you, but they might send you a text here or there, try to keep you, around the line, you know what I'm saying? So when they come back, it's like they try to act like they never went nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's a very strategic, um, move to pull on somebody. You know what I'm saying? But overall, though, when you're dealing with someone who has been through something like that, like I said, you have to be extremely careful and very mindful that, this person has been through something serious. It might not be your fault, but without them even consciously really knowing it, they probably will try to attempt to put you through the same thing that they went through. I'm always using this for example, but I'm gonna use this for example. Like both of my exes that I feel like that was, possible. Well, one I know for a fact. The other one I think just was a low grade narc. Both gave me reasons. Well, one gave, they both kind of gave me reasons like why the situation went the way it went. And one of the main reasons was, well, they didn't admit this, but I could think this. They literally wanted to put me through what they went through. I don't think that's somebody planned off the top when they meet somebody. I think it just eventually happens to that, and they can't help but, do that And the thing is, when they're doing this, they have no empathy for you. They feel like because they went through it, you should be strong enough to go through it. But what they're missing is, and that's when like karmic relationships and situations and stuff like that all comes into play, because you are intentionally applying pain on somebody. How they react to it is all on them. But you never want to be responsible for doing someone like this. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important to be honest from the start. Because you don't have that burden on you that you let this person on or you hurt somebody. Like, then it depends on how much this person really cared about you. If a person really cared about you, why would you want to do this? You know what I'm saying? Like that don't make no sense. So, you have, like I said, man, hurt people, and you have to like really understand the type of person you're dealing with. Forget if they look good, if they're cute, if they fine, if they got a nice ass, or if the nigga buff or whatever, he's successful. Forget all of that. That ain't got nothing to do with what's inside of here and how they gonna come off and treat you straight up. You know what I'm saying? You got some cold hearted people out here that don't care. They just expect for you to move on in life, never revisit it again. And they live by these street codes and these street rules. And they think that's how stuff's supposed to be handled. But all they're doing is setting their own karma. That's it. You don't never want to be responsible for applying that kind of pain, that kind of, because ghost is somebody that can go either way. Now, if it's a person who just didn't really care from the beginning, then that's different. But when you literally doing something to where like you can kind of like mess with somebody's head, that's never good. You know what I'm saying? That's never a good thing. You just want to be able to be honest as possible from the beginning. Try to explain to them, you know what I'm saying, whatever the issue is, whatever the problem is. Address it straight on, head on. If they want to listen to it or not. Some people don't listen. Some people don't get it. Some people don't want to hear the truth. And that's their choice. But at least you did your part. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's so much that goes into all of that. But a lot of times people who have been in narcissistic relationships and situations and been abused in life, they don't know how to channel that pain. And sometimes some of them people, it makes them feel better by putting somebody else through that or doing that to somebody else. I don't know, it gives them a sense of value to themselves, that somebody wanted them and they can do them like that. I think it has something kind of to do with a little egotistical type of feeling, but all you're doing is setting your own karma. That's it. You're setting your own karma. It's that simple. So, I just want to share that with y'all. You know what I'm saying? You have to really be careful about this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because, a lot of people, the people who've been hurt, you kind of want to stay a distance. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nothing wrong with being friends. Ain't nothing wrong with, really talking to them and, just being there, being a good friend. But if you're trying to start something intimate with them, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to really accept that well. Unless it's, it's like they kind of like pick up, they kind of adopt a lot of the characteristics from the narc. You know what I'm saying? And, I know a lot of people who have been with narcs, they love to point out and say somebody else is a narc. But in a way, they start picking up these characteristics and start acting and start moving and making decisions just like that narc, only because they went through it before. So you have to be careful with that, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope, this reached somebody that helped them out. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, man. Y'all be easy, man. You know what I'm saying? Much love.